Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Dragonheir video. I'd like to thank Dragonheir for sponsoring this video. And today we're going to be checking out the Temporal Vortex in Season 3 with some of my new champions that I've pulled over the last week. Super psyched for this because I've been building out teams now for the last couple of weeks. I've focused hard on raiding goblins, starting to get my Grave of Venom up so that I'm getting better quality gear and basically building out a squad that is ready to start to take down the Vortex at a higher level on a daily basis. If you're new, by the way, to watching my Dragonheir content, there will be a link down below. You can download using my link in the pinned comment. You can also use a QR code, and literally you can play this game on PC, you can play it on Mac, you can play it on any Android device, any iOS device as well, and you play across platform. So I'm playing on my PC here, the same account I'm playing on my iPad, and depending on whether I'm laying in bed playing on the iPad or whether I'm sitting at my desk on the PC, I'm playing with the same champs and doing the same work. So we're going to be going in against Vortex Stage 3. Let me just show you some of the champs that I've been leveling out and talk you through the order. Okay, and this is important, I think, for anyone who's new watching and is getting into the game. Even if you're starting in Season 1, doesn't really matter. You want to make sure that you're building squads that make sense in terms of synergies. I feel like leveling the tank to the highest level that you can do is your first priority. In other games, generally, I would say level your damage. But in this game, I feel like your tank, who's tanking up at the front, is basically your lifeline to you surviving or not, your DPS getting their job done or not. So you see my highest level here, level 100, after about three-ish weeks of Season 3, maybe 4 weeks, is Furbath here, who's a great tank. He's an epic tank. He does a ton of work. In terms of his kits, he is basically all about doing... He does a bit of damage. That's not really what he's about, though. He's more about healing allies within range, so he's healing himself. He's basically like a shaman-type tank, right? He's got decreased attack as well for the enemy, so means that the people that we're attacking take less damage. And he does a little bit of damage himself. But yeah, he's just super tanky. So we've got a decent amount of defense and a good amount of HP in his build. If you saw my video a couple of days ago, I am farming legendary gear already, which means that, you know, I'm able to get myself some good pieces here with a lot of defense on, a lot of HP on. I'm nowhere near perfect. It's not like, you know, 3-piece sets and everything being perfect yet, but we're kind of getting somewhere. And mainly I'm looking for HP. I'm looking for some accuracy so that he can land his attack penalty. And then in terms of his artifact, I've got him with the incense burner, which gives him ultimate energy. Basically, I want him to use ult as often as we can do it. So that's his build. Now, this is probably my most fun pull. I think this guy's pretty cool as well, OZULS, but Whisk is super fun, does a lot of damage for me in my best damage gear at the moment. And it's not top tier, basically getting some crit rate and some attack going on. I've got the 3-piece set going on here for the aerial ruler set, the aerial battle set, where I get an additional 4 attacks for every crit damage. Additional 4 attack for every crit damage I've got. Currently, I've basically got none, but I am working on it. So hopefully soon we'll be able to build that up. We're starting to get some runes in. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff going on, but by no means have I got decent gear. I'm wearing a defense chest right now. I do have crit rate on my gloves, so I'm able to get close-ish to crit capping. But yeah, his gear still needs a lot of work, but we're getting somewhere closer. And then we've got the sort of support network here. So I'm going on to Temporal Vortex 3 out of 4. So for this one, we're bringing in those two. I've also got Towdy, who looks like Varesh. Varesh is someone that I've used a ton. If you're in Season 1, Varesh is one of your best heroes. Towdy's coming in for this one, though. We've got Nathaniel as our kind of like support dude. And then I've got OZULS here as my shadow damage dealer. Now, in this game, they've got a really cool kind of system around presets. So I can just go in and correct the fact that my equipment is wrong. I basically got a different set of gear for the dudes that I'm using in my Grave of Venom. And I reused the gear in this fight as well. So what I could say here is, like, it says here, equipment of the current team doesn't match to previous plans. What do you want to do? Load, change the equipment of all heroes in your team with the previous plans, or overwrite. I don't want to overwrite because everyone's wearing the wrong stuff. I hit load, and then you will see that everyone's now wearing the right stuff. And it means that rather than everyone being naked, we've actually got some damage on my damage dealers, and we've got the right support stuff on my dudes here. You'll see I'm only 3 out of 5 in terms of elemental affinity, but I am kind of like steering towards basically feeding up some damage for OZUL. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be the first showcase I've shown of OZUL going full demonic, which is super cool. And then we got Whisk from my other damage dealer in here as well. And I will say, I'll show you afterwards, but the Psyche Core is really important to get to grips with early on. So the Psyche Core is basically like a way to boost everybody's stats in a certain elemental affinity. And I've been working hard, actually, mainly on the kind of like poison side, but also on this kind of like shadow side as well for my new guys. So making sure that those corrosion and shadow dudes have got some good damage going on. Let's bring up the little damage meter here so you can see my OZUL is absolutely taking names. And you can also see that he's gone full demon mode. So basically he turns into a demon. And with this build, with this team, he's almost in demon form all the time. It's really cool, actually. Bearing in mind this is against Vortex level 3, I think it took me at least near enough till the end of season 1 to fight this fight. So I'm progressing much quicker now that I've got a better grasp of the game. We're keeping the decreased defense on and the decreased attack. So the decreased defense is coming from the Witch's Remain, which is an artifact. And the decreased attack is coming from Furbath, my tank. And you can see we're basically, I've got it set up so we're just popping ults to continuously get the damage out. What I'll do is I'll let this play through, and then we'll see what the different numbers look like at the end of the fight. There we go. So we come in at 8 million or 8.3, 8.4 mil. Obviously, I'm still kind of like kicking in at this chest level. Over 10 mil is where I start to get to like the next juicy rewards. But we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, right? In terms of the stats, OZUL doing 60% of my damage. And bearing in mind my rat has got good gear on, 27%. So it shows how strong this demon is. Bearing in mind he's level 90 as well versus 95. Just shows how strong he is against Vortex. So if you're lucky enough in Season 3 to pick him up, damn, go out and build him because he is nuts. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. This has been another Dragonheir video. And don't forget, if you want to get involved, you can download using the link down below in the pinned comment. Or you can use your QR code. Thanks again, Dragonheir, for sponsoring the video. I'll see you soon.